Okay, now we're going to move to Hannah, who is Deputy Leader of Brighton and Hove Council, and will explain the rest of her marvellousness herself in a moment. Hannah, over to you.
Thank you. So I'm going to share my screen and let's just get into it. So I'm going to talk about TikTok. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I got into TikTok, and then I'm going to give you some advice on how I think you could get started. And if we've got time, let's see, depending on how long I rabbit on for, then maybe we can make a TikTok at the end as well, and I'll show you how it works. So I'm a counsellor. As Annie said, I've been a counsellor for the last 4 years, and while I've done that role as well, I've had the role of Deputy Convener External Relations of the Green Group of Councillors, which is why I'm Deputy Leader of the Council, because I'm Deputy Leader of my group. External Relations meaning that I do all the external comms for my group, and I sign off any council comms that has a councillor quoted. And I run our social media channel. So quite busy when you're running a council, and there's lots of councillors, but it is lovely. And the reason I do that, and hopefully the reason why I'm super qualified to run this session, is I am actually professionally a digital marketer. I work for a hospice charity. I've worked for a range of different organisations, including a national youth charity and also a school, as well as doing lots of comm stuff for the Green Party. So professionally, I know my stuff. I'm also a chartered marketer. And again, my specialism for the Chartered Institute of Marketing, of which you can go on their website and search me, is digital. And that basically just means that I keep up my professional standards every year. So yeah, digital marketing is what I live and breathe, essentially. So I don't just do the social media stuff for myself, but I also do it for lots of organisations as well, which is sometimes why I forget to do it for myself. So I started on TikTok in early 2022. At the time, I kept getting like national media hit pieces about me. And that's predominantly the content of my early videos. I used to do it daily, which was a lot. And I sort of concluded that actually I didn't need to do it daily, although you will not believe how much time on a day that I spend on TikTok generally. So now I probably do like 1 video a month. I do want to do a little bit more. At the moment, I'm trying to set council budget, which is a lot of time. It's really fun. I do TikTok because I love it. I think that I can be a lot more flippant on TikTok than I can get away with on Twitter. And I think that I can just have a lot more fun with it than I do on Twitter and on Facebook and Instagram. So it's like a release for me. So I'm going to show you some of the videos that I've done that have performed the best. I'm going to take my head and then I'm going to explain why they've performed the best. So this is just a slide of screenshots, and I'm going to click onto the video. So I really hope you can hear the sound, and I hope it's not too loud. So here we go. So it's just going to bring it up on the browser.
What an odd thing to say.
I'll play it a couple of times.
What a peculiar thing to say. What an odd thing to say. What a peculiar thing to say.
Yeah, so that was a video I did, one of my earlier ones that got about 15,000 views. And the Daily Mail story behind it was quite like big at the time. And it was because it was like complete right-wing rubbish, like saying that Brighton Primary School had told students not to say mum and dad and instead use grown-ups, which is complete rubbish. They never did. But general standard practice for years, like even when I was at school, was to say parent carer. And these poor schools got totally like attacked by the media. It was really awful, actually. But that sound, what an odd thing to say, what a peculiar thing to say, was a trending sound at the time. So that was only like a 5-second video. And to be honest, on TikTok, shorter videos do tend to do a lot better. But yeah, that got like 15,000 views. This one, I think, that I'm about to show you, is my most popular TikTok. And this was, well, I've got some friends along with me, some fellow councillors. So again, like a trending sound at the time. That one makes me laugh every time I watch it. I just think it's really fun. And yeah, we were about to set our council budget. And I just said to Amy, Steve and Jamie, do you want to come and do a TikTok with me? And they were like, yeah, okay. So that got like 25,000 views. And then the final one that I have done is this one. So again, another response to some right-wing crap, this time Britain First. That one I think did well because I think TikTok works really well if you're slagging off right-wing people. That's one thing I've learned. But also it's just really funny. Like Britain First sent out this email saying that Brighton Green Party, far left extremists, the Green Party, making children racist or something. I don't know what I was being accused of. I can't remember, but it was just really funny. And people on TikTok found it funny. And I think that's what I mean. Like, I don't think I probably ever would have slagged off those stories on my Twitter. I would have been too like scared to do it. But on TikTok, you can get away with it. So that's fun. So how you get started, obviously you need to create an account and you do that via the app. And the first thing I'll say to anyone about TikTok is you really need to understand the platform. So the way that you understand what's trending and like what content does well is just immersing yourself in it. So the reason why I spend so much time on TikTok is because you just get like, I want to know what's going on. So I will sit for like, my partner will be talking to me and I will be like totally immersed in like this random, like in my For You page, which is where you kind of discover the videos on TikTok for hours. And that helped me then understand what content I wanted to make and what content does well. And also what's trending, because the big thing about TikTok is like what sounds are trending and what people are using a lot. During the pandemic, it was a lot of like people doing dances and stuff. And I think some of that still exists, but also like there'll be certain sounds that just blow up. And then if you use your video, if you make a video using that sound, it's more likely to like go somewhere. So yeah, knowing the platform really helps you. When you go to create a video, you need to hook them in, whether that's with your caption, like particularly if you're just using sound, or whether that's with what you're saying. You need a hook because people are just scrolling up and down. And you know, the full video will come up on the page, but if you don't attract their attention straight away, then they're just going to keep scrolling. So it's like a real short attention span platform. So you need to bear that in mind. Posting time, this kind of goes to most social platforms really, but the most important thing for you to do in terms of when you post is look at like what's the best time. So for me, you can go into insights, and for me, I know that my audience are usually online on an evening. So if I post around like 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, then my post is more likely to do well. That's also like a general time when lots of TikTok people are online, because actually with TikTok, it doesn't necessarily matter too much about your followers and your audience, because the way the TikTok algorithm works, the content can just go anywhere and anyone can see it. And actually, I follow loads of people on TikTok, but most of the time I just look at the main page, my For You page, and that's an algorithm that guesses what stuff I might like. And I just scroll up my For You page. And of course, like videos that like from people I follow do sometimes appear on there, but actually a lot of the time it's just random people that I'm looking at. Stick to a niche. So my niche is counsellor TikTok. I was trying to make counsellor TikTok a thing. I've done all right. Like I've got nearly 1,000 followers, and so that's like half of what I've got on Twitter. Yeah, I've had some videos, yeah, I've done like 25,000, 10,000, 15,000. So you can definitely get seen on it. And the way I know that I've been seen is because the rabid commenters who like right-wing commenters on the local media who like post abusive stuff about me in the comments have noticed I've got a TikTok. So it must have hit somewhere for the angry right-wing people locally to have found it. They think that I'm wasting taxpayers' money by making my TikTok, which obviously I'm doing it on my own phone and not paid for it, but there we go. So yeah, stick to a niche. People will follow you if they're interested in that niche. and don't kind of skip around too much. So yeah, my niche is being a counsellor, so I post about that a lot, and I've done like educational videos about like weeds and like council tax and things like that. I do a mix, so I will do a lot of videos with sounds, trending sounds, but I do sometimes do some explainer videos where I like talk for a couple of minutes. They don't do as well. Like I did one yesterday and it's got like maybe like 600 views, so it's not done brilliantly, but they do okay. My video yesterday definitely ended up on right-wing TikTok because there were a load of people commenting on it, really awful things, but there we go. So trending sounds I've talked a little bit about. The other thing with trending is hashtags. So trending hashtags are you can pick trending hashtags. A lot of people you'll see putting hashtag FYP, like for you page. It's been proven that that's not more likely to get you seen on TikTok. But one thing with TikTok they do is your first couple of videos, they boost it quite a lot, so it'll be seen by a lot more people. So actually what I'm finding now is my videos are being seen by less people than my early ones are. Yeah, like your first videos, they like to try and like hook you into making them. They like make them go mega. Yeah, hashtags, it's good to look at ones that have got, when you try and select a hashtag, it will tell you like what ones have got like how many videos have been made on that hashtag. So you can pick a mix of like ones that are really big and then ones that aren't so big, in order to find the right people. I often use like hashtag UK politics, hashtag Green Party, for example, and then some kind of specific ones to the topic as well. I've just done hashtags. Sorry, I didn't remember my slides. I think this is the final one. Make it for the platform. So I see quite a lot, and actually the Green Party TikTok account is really bad for this. People just like sharing like videos that are the wrong format, and like they're just like a clip of like that you would have posted somewhere else. And I always find that really jarring. So like if you're gonna like use a clip from somewhere else, then reformat it to be like 1089 by 920. And like add something to it that shows that you've made it for TikTok, because I think it's not the sort of platform where you should just be sharing like casual videos. Like I really think it's somewhere where you have to immerse yourself in the culture of it rather than just like sharing whatever. So yeah, that's that. So I don't know if I've got enough time to quickly hop into the app.
I think you do. Yeah, we haven't got any questions in the chat yet. And we've got a quarter of an hour, 10 minutes left. Also, right-wing TikTok was a thing that we didn't need in our lives, for sure.
Cool. So here's my secret. I always have a ring light whenever I'm filming a video and doing a thing. So that's why I'm so well lit. And I do all of my TikTok videos, I will use my ring light. But I'm just going to turn it off so it doesn't like look really big. So you can see here on my ring light, I've got a little holder for my phone. So I'm just going to open TikTok, which you can see how often I use it because it's there. So that's jumped straight into, I'm just gonna pause that video. That's jumped straight into my For You page. So when I said about scrolling, like this is what I do all the time on TikTok. I'm just doing that. And you'll start to see as I'm scrolling, you'll hear the same sounds again and again. This is like always on there. This one is a common one as well. And the home screen, so you've got friends. So that's like if someone's got your number on their phone or you've got their number, then they'll probably show up on your friends, even if you've not chosen to follow them. That's also a creepy way you can find out where people have got your number saved on their phone, because you're like, who's this person who is showing up as a friend? I don't have their number. They have yours. Anyway, and then you've got inbox there. So that shows like where your notifications and stuff, your comments. And then my profile page there. And then the middle one here, this one that's plus, that is how you create sound. What I do when I want to make a TikTok is I go straight to the add sound. And when I've been scrolling up and down, I've been favoriting sounds so that I know that I'm going to make a video with them. So really big at the moment is Miley Cyrus' new song, Flowers. So at some point I might make a song with that. But the one that I thought would be fun to show you me making that is this sound, which again, I'm hearing a lot. You can also find sounds if you've not saved them while you've been listening, is by going into like these. So like there's playlists, and you've got like TikTok viral, UK, and this shows you some of the like most common from like all time. So this one in particular is used all the time on TikTok. Or you can do like UK Hot 50, etc. Or and you can also find sounds when you're on the main For You page from hashtags and things as well. Anyway, so I'm going to go back into add sound, and then I'm going to go to that one that I highlighted that I wanted to use, and I'm just going to like adjust my light back on, but I'm going to make sure you can see me. So just turn that light down. So there we go. So I clicked it, and when I saved it, it had a weird filter on it. So I'm just going to turn that off. But I am going to go back into this little window here, the effects, and I'm going to scroll across the green screen and then select this one. And you'll see people with this like random background. That's just the standard like green screen background on TikTok. And then I've screenshotted an article in the local press that I want to use. And I'm going to like position myself on the screen so that you can see the headline. And then you're going to watch me film this, which I've never had someone watch me film a TikTok before, so this will be fun. But basically, so I'm just positioning myself now, and you can like move yourself about on the screen as well by pinching and twisting yourself. So I'm just going to like move myself, make myself a little bit smaller, and then like I'm just going to record. So I just lip sync to that. Obviously, you told me to do that. Some other things you can do is you can set a timer. I'm going to turn that light off again. You can set a timer so that you don't have to like go straight into it. So there, like you saw, I stumbled a little bit first going into it because the song started right away. And you can also set up other effects on there as well, but I don't intend to use those. So now I've filmed that, I'm actually just going to click the little plus, and then that's going to show me it. And what I'm going to do, because obviously all I've done is just like, I'm just going to mute myself. All that I've done there is just lip sync. So I need to make some context to it other than like what's in the background. So I will add some captions and some checks to it that explain what I'm going to do. So like that video is going to be about like the context of local government finance, and I'm going to make it fun. I promise. That sounds really boring. But for now, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to save that in my drafts. Yeah, I'll go back and play with that later. And sometimes I do that, like I film a video, I stick it in my drafts, and then I like think about it. So like sometimes if there's a really trending sound, then I might stick it in my drafts until I can think of a reason why it might work.
A little context if you care to listen. I find myself in a shit position. The man that I love sat me down last night and he told me that it's over, done decision. I don't want to feel how my heart is ripping. In fact, I don't want to feel, so I stick to sipping. And I'm out on the town with a simple mission. In my little
so yeah, playing around with TikTok, it's really fun. Like I've had a ball with it. And I think, as I said, that it's a way that you can be a bit more spicy. But hopefully that was helpful.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Hannah. I've got a question from Fia. If you want to put your camera on and ask it, Fia, you're very welcome to.
Yeah, I was just wondering what you think of the vibe on TikTok compared to Twitter. When you are posting, do you feel like it's a more positive space, a more negative space? And even, I know you said that you kind of get the right-wing trolls come over, but is that kind of still easier on TikTok than it is on Twitter?
Yeah, I find it much easier. And it just depends whose account like TikTok serves your video to. Like sometimes, like I say, like sometimes it's been served on like right-wing TikTok and I've been like, what the hell's going on here? How I've ended up here? And then other times like it ends up on really lefty TikTok, and then the comments are really nice and really fun and engaging. I've also I've had people like residents email me and be like, oh my God, I saw your TikTok and it's really fun. I'm really glad you're doing that. So that's been nice. So it has ended up in the right place. And I think I'm more likely to get crap on Twitter than I am on TikTok.
Yeah, I agree. I get a lot more on Twitter for sure.
Okay, we've got another question that's come through, which is about the demographic of TikTok, and what is the demographic and how does that relate to your residents in Brighton and Hove?
I think it is a younger demographic. but I also think it's quite varied. Like a lot of the like TikTok like viral people are older, and like a lot of older people like found it during the pandemic. Our director of children's services is on TikTok, and she's in her like late 50s. So I don't think it's totally I don't think it's totally specific to one age bracket, but certainly a lot of the people who engage with me do tend to be younger. And indeed, I think that's good for me to be engaging with young people in the city. And I think a lot of people on it are that I try to engage with, and the kind of target audience that I try to hit is that kind of lefty, Brighton and Hove, vegan liberal. There's lots of those in Brighton and Hove, so that makes that easy. But yeah, that's kind of my target.
Perfect, thank you. And then Laura's got their hand up. If you'd like to put your camera on and ask the question, Laura.
Hi there. Sorry, I was just typing in. I wasn't sure if I was going to type it as well. Sorry.
That's right, just go for it.
Okay, thanks. So firstly, can I just say, Hannah, I love your TikTok. Like, I just didn't get TikTok at all, and I still don't a bit, but I really like watching yours. It's really inspiring, so thank you. And I was just wondering two things. Like, firstly, how do you get followers? Like, do you actively do a thing to get followers, or does that just happen organically when you put content out there? So like, I've started trying to do some TikTok stuff, but I feel like I don't know if I'm overthinking it. Like, I noticed you said like that sound with Miley Cyrus, you just went, oh well, it's trending, and then you're going to put it to a counsellor update. So do you think like, oh, does that song match the content that I'm about to put up, or do you just go with what's trending and not worry about it too much?
Bit of both. So like sometimes I'll hear a sound and I'll be like, oh, actually, I'm not going to do that. I don't think I can make that count. And other times, I said, I'll literally film it. I'll save it in my drafts and I'll think about it. And then I'll go, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to make that work. So like I used to batch film. And if you look earlier on, there's like some videos where I've clearly filmed it in one go. And I literally just filmed some trending sounds, saved it, and then posted it on a certain day. And then with followers, so I've only once or twice ever shared my that I've got my TikTok on other socials. Like I was really quite like funny about it initially. I thought, oh, I won't share it on my like Twitter because I don't want the wrong people to find it. It's literally just through posting videos on the right hashtags and at the right time that have done well that's gained me the followers I've got. Yeah. You can comment on people's videos and stuff, and obviously that might find you. And I do have a lot of people who are like friends who found it and I've followed them. But no, I think it is just making videos that helps you find your followers, and eventually you'll get one that completely blows up, and then you'll get a load of followers from that. So like one of my ones that got like 25,000, I think I got like 100 of my followers just from that one video alone.
Excellent. Thea has a question.
Yeah, and this is the first time that I'm going to be kind of helping other people on social media. I similarly run social media for a company and do that as my professional role. You mentioned kind of being entrenched in the TikTok culture, which I definitely am. I spend too much time on it. But the people I'm working with for the local elections don't have a TikTok account, have never had one before. Do you think it's something that is, I mean, I personally know how impactful it is. Do you think since they're not in the culture, it might potentially be let's put our resources elsewhere? Or do you think it's worth trying to get them involved and make videos and do kind of a one for us Thanet Greens account or individual councillor candidate accounts? I'm curious as to how you would recommend kind of running it. I'm just conscious of putting all my resources into TikTok for potentially not as much gain if I just kind of did it myself, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that because you can't run it like another social media account in the sense that like, another social media account, you can put a photo up for someone else and put a quote from them, and you don't actually need them there. Whereas with TikTok, you need them there because you need to film them. So if you've got really busy target candidates, I wouldn't be focusing on TikTok at all. I have seen local election campaigns on TikTok be used to varying degrees of success. I would say that you're much better off going onto other platforms. But if you were going to create an account for your campaign, then I would just make a local party account, and I would have try and have a mix of people on it. and do a mix of, like trending sound videos, and then a mix of like talky videos with your candidates. And it may be, if those people aren't immersed in the culture, that you can just give them that little bit of coaching in order to make them do a compelling talking video. So just make sure that they do a hook in the first. So normally when I do a talking video, I'll start off with a question. So I'll be like, why is my council tax go up every year? And then I'll do like the explanation. The other thing is that if I do a talking video, not been so good at that recently actually, I will ask my question and then I'll introduce myself. So I'll be like, oh, why is my council tax go up every year? Hi, I'm Hannah, I'm Deputy Leader of Brighton Hove City Council, and here's why. So you're again doing that hook. So other than coaching them into doing that, they probably should be okay to film it like they would film a normal video if they're not so immersed in the culture. But certainly the kind of knowledge of the trending sounds and stuff you would have picked up from being a TikTok user and scrolling up and down. So you can, if they do want to do like a more fun video than a talky one, then you can sort of guide them onto what the trending sounds are and what they need to do. But I've never really done like a trending TikTok dance. I've picked a song and then I've done like I might like dance around, but I won't do the like choreographed dance things. I think that would be far too much. I
unfortunately have done those. I am ashamed to admit. But it was really interesting though. Thank you so much. That's really helpful. And I thought the whole thing was really, really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. We're pretty much out of time, but we do have just one general social media question from Cheska. So Cheska, would you like to ask your question?
Yeah, sure. So most of us are super busy and don't, work in marketing full time as a job. So would you recommend that we do one or two social media platforms really well and get really good at them? Or would you say we should try and hit different groups using different platforms?
The former.
The former. Thanks. Great.
Brilliant. Thank you. And that's it. Time's up. So just to say thank you very much to Catherine and to Hannah for coming and sharing all your exciting knowledge and enthusiasm, which is brilliant. And thank you for everybody for coming. And thank you very much for Feminist Greens for organising it. It's brilliant and very helpful. Thank you. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.